So this offseason, the New England Patriots have been in search for targets for Tom Brady to throw to in this upcoming 2019 season. They added another one in Dontrelle Inman, wide receiver. They signed to a one-year contract today. Gronk, spike the like button, subscribe to the channel for more NFL. It's Mitch here of the Bottom Line View, here to give you my opinion, my thoughts on the Dontrelle Inman signing. The New England Patriots signed Inman to a one-year contract and just add him to the mix and the group of receivers to throw in training camp to see who sticks and who really can build rapport with Tom Brady going into the 2019 season. And I tweeted earlier today that I really feel like when we're sitting here in week number 10, the New England Patriots, we could be saying, have one of, if not the best wide receiver group in the NFL. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, what do you mean the best wide receiver group in the NFL? Well, they have Julian Edelman. Of course, they drafted N'Keal Harry in the first round out of Arizona State, who I'm very high on. I think he can be a good player right away. And then you think about when possibly Josh Gordon would be coming back in this season, probably around the 6 to 8 week range. So about week 10, he's going to be ready to go and playing on the field. Demaryius Thomas is going to be healthy by week 10, and then you're talking about adding a guy like Dontrelle Inman to the mix, potentially a couple of the other guys that they've added in the course of free agency. Now, the reason why the Patriots, I think, aren't really going out there and making massive moves for wide receivers and like trading for an AJ Green or trading for an Emmanuel Sanders or going absolutely wild and trying to trade for a big name and trying to bring in a guy with a huge history of production, because I do feel like they drafted N'Keal Harry in the first round, who they like and they feel like can be a starter from day one. Of course, they have Julian Edelman. And then I think they feel like they're going to get Josh Gordon back at some point in this season. They know that Demaryius Thomas has confidence and basically history within this scheme. And if he is healthy, he can be at least a productive number 3 receiver still in the NFL. They know that Philip Dorsett has a role within this offense. Even if it's limited, it's good as a deep downfield threat. He's a pretty decent route runner. He's made plays in the past, and he's been relied upon in big game situations to make those plays. They have other guys like Maurice Harris, who they added, who I think is kind of underrated, flying under the radar. Braxton Berrios is a player that was very promising coming into last training camp that everyone seems to be forgetting about. And now they added Dontrelle Inman, who has been really productive in his NFL career, and I feel is another underrated receiver to add to the mix and the group of receivers for the New England Patriots. When you look at it, Inman in his career since 2014 has had a pretty productive career. He's had over 2,000 yards in his career, 11 touchdowns, 158 catches. When you really look at it, his first year he only had 158 yards, whatever, but he made the team on the Chargers. And then you go to 2015, 486 yards, 35 catches in 15 games. His role kind of expands. Then in 2016, he has a big year when the Chargers really get hit with injuries with 58 catches, 810 yards, and 4 touchdowns for the Chargers. 2017, he moves on from the Chargers, or actually he plays a little bit with the Chargers, but more so with the Bears, catching 334 yards in more of a primary role there where the Bears didn't really have a ton of receivers, if you do remember, with Mitch of Trubisky. And he was one of their top receivers, if not their best receiver on that team. And he played 8 games for them, 4 games for the Chargers before getting injured. And then in 2018 with the Colts, he basically, actually did decently well with the Colts. In only 9 games, he had 304 yards and really only started 4 of those games. And if I'm being honest, I really felt like he was the second, probably the second, maybe the third best receiver on the Colts at the end of the season. If you ask Colts fans that, and from me watching a lot of Colts games, he really stuck out as their number 2 guy for Andrew Luck, and they basically replaced him with Devin Funchess. So Inman was a receiver that was definitely going to be signed this offseason. He was definitely going to find a role on a team in a depth position. And I think at 30 years old, he's still a player that is in basically the prime of his career. I think he can come in and rather play a depth role or maybe a decently big role at the beginning, the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season. And I don't think it would really be that big of an issue. If you had N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, and then let's say Demaryius Thomas is on the PUP list for whatever reason. He's still injured, whatever, okay? Maurice Harris, maybe he makes the team. Maybe Philip Dorsett's in there. And maybe you're just kind of switching around the type of formation like you did with Chris Hogan and Philip Dorsett at the end of last year. Maybe Inman's sort of playing the Chris Hogan role that Chris Hogan played last year, and maybe Philip Dorsett's just playing his role from last year, and you're just switching with N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, and then you have Dorsett and you have Inman kind of switching in and out for that third receiver spot. Maurice Harris could also compete for that spot. We know Braxton Berrios is healthy and compete for that spot. So there's a lot of competition, as well as some undrafted receivers like Jacoby Myers, who some people are excited about. But otherwise, I mean, Inman has been a productive player. I think he's been undervalued throughout the course of his career. He's always shown that when a player goes down, he's been able to fill in and have a decent role. He's a big receiver. He's about 6'3". He has pretty good hands. He's not going to burn you with speed, but he has good body control in the air. He can go up and get the football, and he's a smooth, crisp route runner, which of course is valued within the Patriots offense. So pretty much, I think this was a solid one-year signing. You're not going to hurt from this. If he doesn't make the team, he doesn't make the team, but I actually think he will make the team. I think he's a pretty solid player from when I've seen him with the Chargers and the Colts, and he's succeeded basically everywhere he's gone outside of the Bears, really, where he wasn't great, but he was still one of their better options in Chicago in a lackluster passing offense. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what do you think of this move? Do you think Inman is going to contribute to this offense? Do you think he'll play a role? Ultimately, I think down the course of the season, he may be a guy that is on the edge of the roster. Possibly he plays a small role here and there. But I think at the beginning of the year, you could see him make the team and possibly be a third or fourth option for Tom Brady at the receiver position. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Gronk, spike the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Bottom Line View. We'll see you next video. Peace out.